Having been out of the hobby for over a year, Mattystuntz is now coming back, and he's kind of looking at this FAA proposal and wondering what the heck's going on. He and I talk about it today. I will warn you that I am not in any way, shape, or form an expert on this. I'm not fully informed yet. I would like to be, but there's a whole lot of stuff you've got to understand. There's a lot of working parts to it. So Matty and I have a conversation about it. I don't know that everything that I say or that we talk about is 100% accurate. So I will caveat it with that. If you like what I do, or if you'd like a podcast version of all of these interviews, you can join my Patreon. Link is in the description below, and you can join up. $3 gets you a podcast every interview. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
So there's two things I want to mention too.
Yep.
The real big thing is I really want to bring my son into this community, and I really want to have happy days. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is why I'm going to dedicate some time to it. And then the next thing is with this whole FAA thing, like I don't understand it completely because I don't understand your guys' rules. I'm not there. I'm not having to educate myself on them. I don't really educate myself on the rules here, but, I definitely have a lot to lose now in the way of like my own personal wealth. And I don't want to get in trouble with the law, but it's never really stopped me before. And I mean, am I really breaking the law if I'm in the backwoods where there's no drone deliveries, there's no airplanes, there's nothing, there's no foot traffic? Am I actually breaking the law if I'm sending a toy drone up that weighs under 250?
Right. Yeah.
Or even over 250, right? So this is the thing. It is 3 years away, okay?
Yeah.
For the next 3, but the thing is, the rule is going to actually be told, see if it goes through this year, right?
Yeah.
I think there's like, they're voting on it.
I think, as I understand it, and I still am not, 100% on how the rulemaking process goes, but as I understand it, we're about 20 to 30 days into a 90-day commenting period. And during that time, people can comment on it's called the NPRM. The NPRM, it's basically a notice for proposed rulemaking is what it stands for.
Okay.
And depending on the feedback that they get, they may alter the intention of what they're going to put into effect.
Right. But these things are on the table apparently, and and a rulemaker said that this is going to be the rule. So this is the other thing is too. I heard a stat that 1 in 2 people, so 50% of people, are going to get cancer now in the day that we live in.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy stat. It used to be like 3 in 10 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So am I going to sit there all day and worry about if I'm going to get cancer? I mean, I can definitely talk about it and do the things I need to do to make sure that I don't get cancer, like eat well and exercise and don't make my body overly acidic and put a lot of antioxidants in it, and don't smoke, don't drink, don't do drugs. And I think that that's what people need to do. They stop going online and worrying about it, because that's not going to do anything. If you're going up against the biggest company in the world that already has people that will make rules for them, Chad's not going to stop them. The community is not going to stop them. Like people like Amazon, okay?
Right, yeah.
If they want to make that rule, they're going to make that rule no matter what. It doesn't matter what comments come into play or whatever. So I think that people need to just live in the moment. I know, and the thing is, yes, the ambassadors that are out there that are actually going out of their way to try to get these rules adjusted should definitely be putting in some time right now. Mm-hmm. But the weekend warrior or just the regular person that's out there, I don't know if there's anything that they can do right now. Unless it's like a communal, like is it a communal commenting? Like how does it work, the commenting thing?
Um, so there's a couple different ways it works, and I'm actually going to try to put together a coherent video so that people can follow it easily.
Yeah,
But
because I
basic,
don't know at all, and I'd like to be able
so
to
yeah,
follow
so
it.
the
Be one
the
of those
first
people.
thing is it's not a voting system, so it's not like you vote this thing up or down. You are allowed to make a comment, and that comment will basically be taken according to like, so there's like, I think there's like 6 or 7 specific rules, and if you want to comment on 6 or 7 rules, you have to make 6 or 7 comments, right? So each individual that's interested in it, and then I don't, so far as I know, they don't have to be a U.S. citizen, can make a comment
Oh,
on
really?
whatever. I'm not 100% certain on that. That might be wrong, but the commenting is open to the public, and I have not heard that it is limited to just U.S. citizens. I could be wrong.
Well, then in that case, people should be definitely commenting.
Yeah, and so, but there's other ways to increase your influence, if you will. There are CBOs, community-based organisms. Now, there's only 2 CBOs active at the moment, and there's one that will probably become a CBO very soon. The AMA is a CBO. They have been for a long time, but they just recently, and like, there's certain guidelines you have to follow to be a CBO. The flight test community flight test just announced something that's basically designed to, they have a CBO status as well. And then the FPV Freedom Coalition either has the CBO status or is going to have it very soon. And if, let's say, the AMA goes and the AMA can start commenting on behalf of their members, right? So if the AMA has 200,000 members, the AMA can say, we represent 200,000 members, all 200,000 think we should do this. My thought is that, well, why don't you make your vote count 3 times there? Join the AMA, join the flight test thing, and join the FPVFC. Swell all their ranks, and then you can get more representation than just yourself in multiple places. That requires people to put money on the table. But it would also be a more effective.
It's a very frugal
It
industry.
is. Yeah.
I mean,
it is.
I've never bought a what is it called here? Not the AMA, but the whatever it is for Canadians. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never bought one of those, and you need one to fly at a certain field, and I've never ever done it. But yeah, that's how much is it?
I think for an AMA membership, it's like $40 for the Freedom
How much is it to get into the?
Yeah, I mean, just to get your name on the books.
How much is it for the flight test thing?
You know what? I have not been able to dig up a lot of information on them.
I know that there's. Mike. Take that one
I've tried. They don't have a website yet, so far as I can tell. Mm-hmm. And then I think FPV Freedom Coalition is like $30-ish. And then Bruce Simpson, from New Zealand, he is also putting together this idea where he basically he won't be a CBO, but he's asking people to comment on a video to give them to give him their proxy so that he can comment with the weight of however many people he has as subscribers behind him. So anyways, in my eyes, it's like, all right, listen, even though we're a small community of maybe 100,000 pilots worldwide, we can increase our size by supporting multiple organizations at once. So who knows?
Crazy. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not waking up tomorrow fearing that I'm going to have to, even though I'm up in Canada. Yeah. And even though it'll only be a matter of time until they change the laws here, if they change them in America, I'm not going to go to bed tonight fearing that I might not be able to do the hobby. Okay. Next question.
Yep.
If it does go through, what do you have to do to be able to fly? So now you can't just fly in a regular park, or what's happening?
Well, so what ends up happening is there's a few things. Number one, it does start limiting hobbyists to a park, to like an AMA field. And the law is intentionally designed to start reducing the number of AMA fields throughout the years. And it's not a law; it's a rule basically, because the FAA can't produce laws. The other thing is that there is a remote ID policy. So if you're flying any kind of aircraft that's RC controlled, it must transmit its location, who's operating it, where that operator is.
Is this on even an RC airplane
Yes.
or like an RC car? No, I guess not.
No, no. So that's the funny part is that, and this is Drew's illustration. So I'll just steal it wholeheartedly. He can put the drone on the ground, and he's not breaking the law. He can arm it and have the prop spinning, and he's not breaking the law. If he lifts it 1 inch off the ground, he's not violating a federal law. So anything
the cars that go up 1 inch off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, where does it stop?
You jump it, right?
Yeah. And then there's a little one that a lot of people have overlooked, which is that after a certain time period, hand-built aircraft will no longer be allowed either. And so you won't be able to hand build your own drone. You'll have to buy something off the shelf that has met FAA standards.
That's why. It's not. Yeah. I can see that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to sneak it past, but
yeah.
Definitely, what's stopping you importing stuff from Banggood, or going on the dark web or however people are going to do it. So you have to have remote IDing even if you're flying an EDF jet in an AMA field.
Yep.
Where are they going to get this infrastructure and the
that's
agency
easy.
to?
That's easy. The infrastructure that supports it is based on AT&T and Verizon and all the cell providers, because each aircraft has to connect to an internet uplink to transmit this info.
So they're already there.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So, anyways.
And this is all just because Amazon wants to be able to fly packages with drones?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately. I is it Amazon and Google?
Any other agenda? Is there any other agenda other than that?
I don't know. I mean, I think if you were to look at, pocketbooks and who's thinking about running for office and things like that, I think you might find some interesting lobbying happening. My suspicion is that ultimately they're going to start selling off the airspace in a way of, because in here in the US, I'm sure it's probably the same in Canada. Radio spectrums have been sold off for decades, right? When you connect to your cell tower, you're using a radio spectrum that AT&T or Verizon has bought. So I can totally see the same model would work for the 400 and under airspace, where they can just sell sections of that off and say, okay, Google, you operate at 350 to 400. That's your airspace. You can do whatever you want in there. Amazon, okay, you get to operate at 300 to 350. And then, put in a couple laws regarding dissent, and that's all you need. So
I don't think it could ever work. I honestly don't believe that you can ever use these drones to, okay, I shouldn't say that because anything's possible. But in the near future, I mean, there's look at what we have to even think about just throwing one of these things in the air, and we're operating it ourselves in a very little area. But I think I was talking to Chase, and he's like, there's going to be a guy that fills up one drone in a truck. They launch from the truck. They go to all these areas where they have drop points and they drop the packages. It,
It
like
doesn't,
they're gonna have these.
technologically, we're not there.
Yeah, they're gonna have these things fly over people's heads. I don't trust them. That's a public safety thing, I think, in a way. You know what I mean? Like when I fly mine, I don't try not to fly over people's heads, and if I do, then I'm being a shithead and I shouldn't be. And if I have, I feel really bad about it because it's unsafe.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's building it. Like who's gonna build these drones for Amazon ATT? Who's gonna maintain them? Like it's my God.
Well, and I think the thing you need to realize is that before any of that can take place, the airspace has to be cleared. Right? The airspace has to be
20 years from now.
Right. So it's a longer game than just 3 years, right? Like in 10 years, it'll look totally different. In 10 years, the technology may have advanced. In 10 years, battery technology may be different. In 10 years, maybe these things fly on some kind of small gasoline powered generator. I mean, you know, there's a lot that can happen, but before any of that can happen, you need to clear the airspace. And so I would imagine that's the long-term goal. But who knows? So, and I'm definitely, just so you know, I'm not an expert on this at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not either at all.
So.
Like honestly, it's my world's too small right now for that kind of stuff. So
I mean,
I should actually even get on the Canadian site and figure out what the rules are.
I think you'll be surprised. In the last year, your laws have changed pretty significantly. There's a but do you know our laws? I'll try to find it. There's a Peter McKinnon episode where they talk about the drone laws that are now in place over Canada. And they're super strict. To the point
but this
where
is it like a hobbyist or is it like a commercial strict?
There is no hobbyist designation over 250 grams. And in order to do commercial operations, you have to some of the things, like you have to carry a radio that gives you knowledge of the air traffic space. And
or maybe before. See, this is the thing.
Maybe it's changed. I don't know, but
they've gotten easier for commercial because I know before you had to actually talk to the tower that the airspace that you were going to. So you had to ask them for permission, and then you would go, and there was all these crazy things. I know that they're changing what you need for the test and for the licensing, but I think that it's gotten kind of easier for the commercial side of things, where you don't have to talk to the tower anymore. But yeah, I need to refresh my memory. I think that I was even talking to one of my buddies, and he's like, "Yeah, you basically can't fly anywhere anymore under the new rules." But unless it's 250, and that's why I only fly 250 now, under 250. And because HD video has gotten so good, I can put those small cameras on all my 250 gram drones and under 250 gram drones and fly wherever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm sticking to it. The under 250.
Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I speed up all my footage. I don't fly a Success drone.
Right. Yeah. 100%. Well, thank you, man. This has been great. I really appreciate this conversation. We've gone very far afield of.
I wish we would have maybe done, because I know you're bugging me, and I'm like, when was it? It was like January 1st. You messaged me.
It was around December, January. Yeah.
I think it was going into the new year, going into Christmas, and I'm like, bug me on January 15th because I knew that I had some things that I had to take care of.
Yep.
But I remember I was like, I want to get back into the hobby. I want to, talk about stuff like this because obviously it's a hobby that I like, and I want to talk about the issues. But I was like, message me on January 15th.
Yeah.
And and let's pick it up there. And then you literally messaged me, and I was just thinking about it the other day. I'm like, when's Mike gonna message me? It's like the 14th today.
Look, I had a calendar reminder set.
Yeah, I did too. I had a reminder. I set reminders all the time on my phone because my memory is just horrible. Yeah. And as much, even if it's like submit another assignment for my real estate course or whatever, I set it, and for everything, every little detail. And yours came up on the 15th. I saw it, and then you messaged me. But I wish that I would have done this. We can do it again. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'd like to come back on again. I don't know how much you recycle your people, but I have a lot to say. I think I like to talk about stuff. But the thing is, my mind hasn't really been. It's starting to switch back in FPV, but it's not fully there yet. I can't articulate all my points. I gotta figure out all new drama or new ways, solutions to make the hobby better. These rules. And I kind of have to make that switch back into it. But right now I'm just thinking about, how many times can I rep Bohdi in doing like squats, and like how I'm going to get him to like start taking those first steps.
Right.
The thing is, I hold him up like this, and he can he can stand, but I don't think he quite comprehends that he needs to balance, because his core is so strong, man. Like this kid's core at like 7 weeks, he was on the third day he was holding his head up, and then at 7 weeks he was like on his hands, like on top of me, like holding his head up and like using his back muscles. So he's a super strong kid, and I know he could walk right now, but it's like I said, I think that there's so many things we're putting into him. If we just focus on walking, then everything else would go down. But I really want to see him start walking. He's already gotten so like my living room used to be like a small little cage for him, and then now it's this like huge cage that I have him in, and the
kid gates.
Hey, come.
Bragging about your son.
Yes, come meet the world. Come on. No, seriously, come, hurry. This is my wife Jenny. And the dog, King. You gotta come down here.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, bro.
How are you doing?
Michael.
Oh, I guess the camera's right here. Yeah.
This is King.
And this is King.
Hi, King. How you doing, buddy?
Bohdi really quickly for me. So yeah, I gotta get back into it. And definitely I'm building up the squirt today. I have this other the X-Hover Blaster cinematic drone that's coming that I got to build up. I got another drone that's coming from, or another frame coming from Chase, from Rebel, the new Ruckus that I got to build. And I got to do more flying and just be involved in it. And then I'd love to come back on after that as well.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do it again.
Just waiting for weather. But here comes Bohdi. Is he still wearing his dirty shirt? Oh my God, this kid's so dirty now. What's going on?
He'll stay that. He'll stay that way for. Hi, Bohdi.
Hi, Bohdi.
What's up, dude?
Hey.
There we go.
Hey, we're on a drone podcast right now. Yeah.
He just wants to eat the microphone.
Did you poop your pants? Yeah, he's really dirty right now.
That's off. Look, man, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. My 14-year-old comes home and he's got dirty pants. It's like, what were you doing today? It's like, I was sliding in the grass.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, we're gonna put this little guy to bed.
Yes, sir. Right? You do it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon. Say bye, Bohdi.
It was really cool talking to Matty. Of all the people that, there's a lot of people in this industry that have broke ground and done cool things. Matty kind of took it in a direction that nobody else did. Everybody else, like he said, was flying 25, 30 degree up till he was like, let me try 60. it's that kind of out of the box thinking that is where innovation comes from. And that's what Matty did. I am excited to hear what he's going to do with a 10-degree up tilt. I think it'll be cool. Cricket, he might be coming for you. I'd like to thank Matty. It was really just a good chat. Like it was really, as opposed to being like a super in-depth interview, this was really just a conversation. We talked, oh my God, we talked forever. I think the episodes in themselves petered out to 2 hours. And then I think we probably talked for another hour after it. I know we started sometime around 8 and I went in around 11:30. Thank you, Matty, for coming on. It was awesome having you. I really appreciate it. And I am excited to see what is next for you. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.